Ako po si Trixie Cruz-Angeles. Ito po ang LUMINOUS. At kakagaling Mr. Poon. Hi, K-Way. I see it. Answer nyo. Unang-una ka mag-comment. Okay, hindi po na manonood nito sa ating replay or sa time. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nag-like at saka follow dun sa hindi pa po nag-like and follow. Huwag pong kakalimutan to do at saka sa Facebook. We're also on Twitter and at saka sa Threads. Magandang hapon. So about yung traffic altercations very recently that has all the public very, very angry. Respeto to eh. Actually, ang daming levels na pwedeng i-discuss yan. Wala, nabanggit namin several. Yung one of this is that yes, of course, these are, but they're also complex because there are sets that come into play. Halimbawa, so natin muna yung kay Willie Gonzalez, no? Ang traffic altercation. And we've always mentioned that one is the allegation that the site had hit or off camera itong si Mr. Gonzalez. And then of course, itong si Mr. Gonzalez out the gun, so may grave threats, may alarms and scandals, there are others there. So the discussions also dun sa ano yung role ng PNP dito, because you also have the fact that some had a press conference with Mr. So kumbaga para sa akin ang daming issues tapos ang daming villains. So okay, let's discuss it. Sa karambola, that we had mentioned, pero ito yung dapat last eh. So gusto kasi na magkaroon ng Senate investigation, Mr. ni Senate President Migs, dahil ang illegislate ang road rage. So, by the term itself, of course, we doubt if that's what he wanted to create a law punishing itong klaseng krimen na may nagalit dahil sa traffic at gagawa ng special dito. Medyo weird, no? Okay. Sige, because it's not like as if it's not punishable. Yung sa vehicular punishable, na yung duroan ng baril, yung away and all that, it's not a failure of the natin dito. On the contrary, nakikita natin is that ang dami ng batas, ang dami already, we see it in action, and in fact we fail. Halimbawa, bakit nga ba naman police officials interference with Mr. Gonzalez? Because he's the respond. On the other hand, why do we have people, Mr. Cyclist, file the case. He has already said he doesn't. Nakikita pa natin how little informed the settlement of cases. In fact, in system, settlement is a desirable thing because the courts, you don't, particularly when the offense is, if it doesn't affect other people, then settle the case, because then you don't go through the judicial system, add to the court docket, you don't add to the crimes that have been, you don't add to the burden of the prosecutors, the public, so on, for a case that may not likely prosper. Nung glare, no?
Nasa likod.
Oo.
Dito ka mo.
It's okay. Ayan. When the car moves. Kasi. So, these things need to be discussed because they're rarely discussed in social media. Angry, grabe, dapat makulong yan, dapat ganito. explore all of the aspects of cases like this, particularly Senado, o may eksena pa, ano bang idadagdag ninyo? Batas? But do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Make a law against rules. Diba? O siguro, ito, sabi ni Charlie Whiskey, huy, wag po kayo mag-all caps. Sabi niya, ano yung nag-trigger doon kay Mr. Gonzales? That also has to be discussed. Diba? Nobody wants to talk about. Let's talk about road rage also. Pagdating sa road rage, there are also going to be two cases there. Two incidents. So, halimbawa, one might be a lesser crime. Yung altercation, may nanggiin, ng bastos, may nag-cut-in, ganyan. Or something. Diba? Tapos, may maggagalit, previous incident, and then something worse happens. The triggered. And then, ito na nga yung nangyayari. So, let's look back. Kilalang cases about this. Yung first that was how many decades ago? Rolito Go, one of the most famous cases. Nagkasalubong sila on a one-way street. Pero in the case of Rolito Go, siya yung wrong way on a one-way street. Okay. So, bihan siya, and then he eventually shot the victim who's yung pinagsabihan niya. The other one, that's next sa Loyola. So, pagka agawan na yan sa parking, ang traffic. Okay, so this guy is waiting for somebody else to leave the parking para makapark siya doon for some time. Here comes another guy, nakita niya na umalis niya yung nag-iintay, knowing very well na may nag-iintay doon, he sticks his car in. So sabi nung nag-iintay naman, kanina pa namin po iniintay yan. Yung sagot nung nang-agaw ng parking was rude, and then inalakan daw siya allegedly ng mga nung fasoan. So tumaas yung emotion, escalate, and so on. So the guy eventually goes back to his car. Other case of road rage. Sa atin, hindi. Off camera, hindi nakita sa CCTV. Nabanggaan ng siklista yung sasakyan. He tries to run off. Tapos, nahabol siya tries to run off din eventually nag-usap sila, mo yung kotse ko. Nag-away sila, guy goes back to his car and shoots the cyclist. Nag-ulti siya ng cyclist. But, to be fair, may sitwasyon and may contributory na si driver ng car. So, ito na naman, Mr. Gonzales and so on. So, kumbaga, what are we going to do about these things? Is it necessary something that we should address by law, or first begin with of itong mga vehicular ang Senado? Is another thing that was being brought up early ni Kong Jonat. Kasi, ano bang nangyayari sa atin ngayon? High prices of food, and there's no end in sight. Fuel prices are also going up. Now, the high prices of food pushed up further by things like hoarding and so on. So, bakit ito may eksena ang Senado talking about something that is not even within their jurisdiction, except yun nga, they discuss nila, they get to bully, have a pulpit, they can talk and rant about obvious villain. Obvious kasi dito kung sino yung tinago, diba? The public is already mad at Mr. Gonzales and all the villains. Galit na sila, sasakyan lang nila yon. And then investigation and talk endlessly and have an be righteous and say, oh, ikaw, masama kang tao, you done this, you've done that, um, the hell never mind due process, and so on, yung mga ganon. The thing about that is, these agencies, legislature in particular, bakit sila umi-eksena dito? Because like they're doing something about the problem, but actually, and two, it distracts people from other important. Bakit nawawala yung ibang ko? Kay Tyson, kay Ma'am Serena. Thank you kay Tyson for your support, Sir Francis. Ang daming laws na ginagawa kulang sa implementment, pwede mabayaran lagi. Well, yung mga said, it's not that simple. You can settle effect of a crime. Like I said, it is considered a good. So, pag sinasabi niyong pwedeng mabayaran, do you think that because paying is also a form of a penalty? Yun sa batas natin, di ba? You pay a fine. Ang krimen parating kulong. Very recent, famous ano ba yon? Violation ng cybersecurity. Data Privacy Act, sorry. Violation ng fine lang ang ini-impose dun sa na-convict. So, pag sinabi niyong nababayaran, what do you mean that in a bad way? Are you saying that when you settle a case, it's another thing? Pagka may mga ganitong mga kaso, may yung mistaken belief that when you settle a case, it's a bad. Kasi, sino bang victim dito? Diba? Sino yung testigo, nagsusuffer ng loss? Sila yung unang tatanungin tungkol sa mga settlements ng mga kaso na ito. Sabi ni Wei, gusto nila kasuhan yung umabuso. Nagpa-party, pero pwede kayang ibang tao magsampa ng interested yung nagpa-settle na involved sa party. This is my question. Why are you insisting? Kasuhan. Because you are personally offended when has been damaged is no longer interest. So, okay, let's say that the public interest, and that is correct, has been violated because this is a violation of the laws of Philippines versus so and so, di ba? Pero, how are you going to litigate that? Kaya yung kay Mr. Grave threats, it's not even recorded because nga na-settle. Because the offended party no longer feels offended. Pero ang kinakaso sa kanya ay alarms and scandals with penalty. Okay? So yes, pwede siyang kasuhan. A crime that will not require the witness no longer interested in testifying to testify. So yun yung inaano ko. Please understand that when it comes to the law, cases is not necessarily a bad thing. Yung nagbabayaran, teka, tayo mo ba yung na ano, yung nawatay mo ba yung na ano, ikaw ba yung nagulpe? I get it. Somebody violated the law and but he did pay. And, di ba, kung tumuloy yan, and later on, napagod din yung complainant because you have to go to court. And this can drag on for what? Babalik ka sa court. You take the time off from work. You have to testify, to do all of these things. What you're saying is that obligation, the offended party has an obligation to continue that case. What if hindi na sila, what if interest if it is already a burden to them financially with the case. So this of it. Of course, we understand that people are angry. Ito ko, kung nangyari yan, and I personally witnessed, sige, ako na yung complainant dun sa alarms and scandals. Nananakot and all that. Pero, kung kakasuhan, see him also file the case against the cyclist. So, remember that there are many cases, of this, and it is not as simple as that. Pero, who are interested in making it as simple as that. At yung Senado, at sasakyan nila yan. Sabihin ito, dapat pinakulong yan, dapat ganito. Sige, good luck with that, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Sabi ni Raymond Christopher, they're reacting why we would like to discuss this. In other words, this is worth na we see all the other arguments to this, points of view. That's how we have a more informed decision. Sa Senado at sa Kongreso, do we want a law like that? Kamagalit. Diba? Do we, of course, we are going to be. What about those cases na maybe it might not be road rage. It will be parang yung sa Pasay, di ba? Yung nag-viral na tapos he's straddling this motorist and then yun lang ang nakikita. Yung grabe itong taong to and so on. And later on, as it turned, the police officer who struck the rider. So, when we see something and you see only we, the public, make judgment. Sort of judgment is may sumasakay. At yung sumasakay dyan, yung Senado, sakyan natin ito. It will take people's minds and food this and the fact that we're not doing anything about it. Yeah. Diba? Sinabi na ni Presidente Marcos, sabi niya, bakit ang NFA. Which reminds me, I saw na yung rice tarification law daw does not mention the NFA. Sinanggalan ng powers. Ay, nako. I rolled my eyes so hard. Kasi nakalagay doon na in minimum ano yun? It's the quota system eh. Ang nag-administer ay yung NFA sa pag it does not name the NFA but it removes without actually even mentioning the agency. So sabi ni JP, in some cases, practice do confront engage. Those who let go are the winners. The world is their oyster. Para sa akin kasi, hindi tayo dapat ganun kadali o madala, ma-convince. Remember that political cartoon where it shows this guy, this frame, where a guy looks like he's stabbing at somebody. When actually, when you see the bigger picture around, so, stop with me when you feel that your feelings are being manipulated kasi makita pala yung public reaction. Anong ginagawa ng ibang mga komentarista? Motion na yun. Instead of telling people na, okay, these are the hindi, sasakin nila, dapat ganito. Itong taong to. Pag ganun yung komentarista, you need for somebody also with perspective. I mean, listen to him or her. Pero you might need another perspective. And the more the clearer the picture will be. Francis, kaya sumasakay ang mga senador para sa election, mapag-positioning. Tama din naman. Hi kay Christopher, kaping barako daw siya. Sabi, ito yung sesta ko sa SC, bawiin na yung gun license and permit na yun. particularly since we cannot, it's difficult to file the case for grave threats. Sabi ni Way talaga ini-claim na hindi pa rin makuha yung laging ini-emphasize however painful it is when there's no law against it, nothing can be legally done about si Senator Miriam Santiago sa ganyan. Oo nga, si Madam So, in fact, sabi niya, yeah, but okay, sige. Well, pag, sige, ganito nga ang ginawa niya, where's the tama. Sabi ni Go, all caps pa rin, baka na-threaten siya. Ganito po yung halimbawa, yung sinasabi nila na intimidate si Miss during the time na nagsisettle sila sa police station. So, recognize that. Siyempre, puro sila police. Yung sa dating police, get pwedeng intimidation. Pero nang wala na siya doon, pwede na siyang magsabi sa abogado niya, tara, wala na ako sa harap ng mga pulis. I did not agree with that. So, sang-ayon dun sa ganon. Game, file natin yung kaso. Why doesn't he still cry intimidation? Sure. But when the intimidation disappears, so because that's what the court is going to ask. O sige, dun sa station, sinumbong mo ba sa abogado mo? Did you go to another police? Law enforcer, like did you seek counsel from somebody else because dalawang beses ka na-violate yung grave threats ni tapos yung pinilit kayong mag-areglo dun sa pinilit kayo siya. Once the threat disappears, the court is going to ask that. Is Attorney Fortune ambiguous? To be fair, I think that he's really outraged. And he's pushing for the case because the cycling advocate. I disagree with this method. I don't want to claim naman that he's doing something that is malicious. Sabi ni Tatay Strauss, considering that guy was Supreme Court at the time of the commission of the act, pwede po ba ombudsman? No. Tapos na Ano yung sa ombudsman yun? Oo. Para ang kaso hindi nga rin siya plantilla. So ano yung ang things number one, ano yung position niya? Papasok ba yun dun sa ombudsman? Sandigan bayan case, is it a case for the ombudsman? Is it yung mga at saka pag wala na siya, hindi na siya pwede ng administrative qualification and you filed it on time. Second, wala, yun. Pag hindi ka po umabot dun sa threshold question, bakit naman mag-Senate hearing meron namang punishment and laws against, so not against road rage particularly, but for injuries, for vehicular, for the visuals, yung mga ganon. Oo. And of course, yung grave threats, yung dun sa alarms na iskandalo na yung mga tao na nagulantang yung mga tao. Yes, these are punishable already. The question is, what dimension Senate talking about? What dimension of this entire Senator Miggs considering or contemplating para magkaroon ng as a crime? Hi kay Pulobing Vlogger. Sa lahat ng nasa comment section. It's a beautiful host. Sabi ni Rain Cloud, may mga rage din. Ganon din ang mga asta ng mga senador. May gusto pang manapak. Sabi ng mga panatiko. Parang bad example. Ganon. Well, yun na nga entertainment personality is that they go for the what we call the lowest common, yung easy applause. Alam mo yan, yung sila, the ano, yung you don't have to work too hard. All you have to do is sakyan mo yung existing. You don't even add to the information of these things away. They're keeping people ignorant. And why? What is keeping people ignorant? Well, as long as these people are ignorant, they're not going. They're not. As they're at that stage, susundan nila itong si payment person, di ba? From ni Christopher, I don't think Attorney Fortuna's absence he has been a cyclist advocate. Mabuti nga nag-offer pa siya ng free of charge. I salute his good deed. Ayan, sabi ni Raymond sa Senado at naging extension ng TIA. Grabe kayo. But I'm so glad that through these things, no, nakikita natin na, some people go for the cheap drama. And many of you are no longer fooled or are not fooled at all. Iba yung mga padrama na talaga, well, you should because the Constitution requires. Sabi ni Ma'am Weni, ang lambing salita. Ay, malambing pala yun. Sabi ni Bijlo, nag-cut yung driver ng red kotse sa biker kaya napilitan bumaba sa ng kotse. I don't think that was ever presented. So, parang walang sarili sabay na rin. Sabi ni Roderick, puro investigasyon, wala namang results na maaasahan. Proper implementation ng faulty. Well, this do have what we call oversight functions dun sa mga required to implement the laws. So, if for instance, meron silang ginawang, example lang, Rice Tarification Act. O, patawag o, kamusta na? Ano nangyayari dito? Ano yung mga problema natin asikasuhin dyan? We need the law to be amended, be repealed. We need to add to the law, and so on. Being vlogger, real talk. Every time may uupong bagong pangulo, sahan ng pagbabago ng mga bilihin. Never bagong presidente na bumaba ang presyo ng bilihin. I disagree. We can pinpoint the cause. We can pinpoint the cause of the food. The lack of logistics, and the hoarding. Raid na pati. So, it's not that. It's no one is even the reason anymore. And hello, after 1 year, sasabihin mo pa rin ba yan? Sa bagong presidente, how long are you going to sue siya? Hindi siya bagong upo. Sabi ni Raymond, or in aid of higher position, pwede rin yun. Sabi ni Tyson, kasi ang investigation. Well, yan na, yung real talk. Sir Sammy, bakit ganun ng Senado? Normal na yung pag-aalipusta para kanya ng grandstanding, lalo na si watch ang Virgie. Nahuhuli yung may-ari, hindi. Buti nga sana kung nahuhuli. Ang problema, in-establish pa ng Kongreso, yun yung ng Kongreso. O, tignan nyo, yung logistics chain or sinukontrol din ng mga traders. So, nang ginagawa ng mga din minsan ng mga importers. O, sila din ang bumibili. Cornered yung buong market. They can virtually So, tignan nyo, sino yung nahuli hoarding recently? Hindi hoarding yung mga ni-raid. The BOC doesn't raid hoarding. They raid sabotage. Pero ano yung elements ng economic sabotage? Number one, inflation. So there has to be, that has to be imported to hoard ng locally produced rice. Remember, ang imported rice natin, 30. So, tapos sinabi, early this year, uy, bumper crop, harvest. Bakit biglang tumaas ang presyo? Record harvest. Hindi naman ako nagdagdag ng kain ng bigas. Ang daming nagsasabi na ano nga, na pa rin yung consumption ng bigas. Pero nawala. After the record harvest and after the rice tarification act, import. Bakit ang taas ng presyo? And you cannot say anymore that it is the fuel price. Kasi nga, isa lang yung factor na yun. The system is broken. The agricultural system in nearly every other country highly and some parts ng gobyerno yung agrikultura nila because they have to do when you're governing a country is to ensure are fed. Diba? Ano yung sabi, all this talk about, ito yung mga nag-agitate rin tungkol dun sa let's try to figure out why are they agitating this? Because they're distracting us from other problems. Are they, the other reason also they're agitating for that, to support the decision to already, EDCA access. But in addition, yung strategy na yun I were talking about before was that when you have a country, one of the main strategies to unite the country is to create me. And here, for them, is that it was an obvious, kumbaga, shot to make that external with whom we are still having difficulty navigating the issue sa South China Sea. Yun yung main discussion namin nun sa Carambola is that many things that capture our attention are that kumbaga disproportionate yung attention. We should be angry at people who do these things. Hello, laws. Very strict laws on firearms. Why the undue why the attention of the Senate? Why does this attention of Congress? Nasa ilalim ako ng RT. Sabi ni BJ, sana alamin nila kung kailangan binili at huling release para malaman nila kayang naman kung magmahal lang dahil hindi na nag-release ng bigas. Jim Lord. Ito sabi niya, useless sa magreklamo. Kayo ang tumulong magpapanalo dyan kay Mark Change our mind kung sakasakali. Ako hindi. I still think let's make good decisions. Except that often it is undermined. And let's face it, even before that, grabe na yung talamak na yung problema dyan sa DA. Somehow this is our fault. What are you saying? Di kami pwedeng magsalita kasi Bakit? Siya lang ba yung issue dito? Siya lang ba yung problema? Parang hindi problema yung mga kurakot dyan. The problems of government, the parang template na na-establish a long time ago na yung mga pagkakataon na yumaman, yung mga mayayaman get to the point that they can buy anything and everything. Yes, including funding the politicians that would just implement policy and therefore creating gods. Diba? What? We're not allowed to point these things out? What about the system? In fact, we have the moral high ground here. Kami pinanalo namin ito, and therefore, that this government do what they promised to, what the officials had promised to do. Yung mga useless magreklamo, of course, When it comes from the people, the leadership, it is most likely going to be lisa, or at least kasalanan na if we don't even bother to try. Sabi ni Pulube, sa tagal kong nanood sa mga investigation sa Senate at Kamara, nakulong maliban lang kay ex-President Erap at ex-Senator De Lima. Inimbestigahan ba si Senator De Lima ng Senado? When they investigate, naman sino may sabi ng Senado at saka sa Kongreso, lead to an arrest. Ang purpose nga na yan ay in aid of legislation. Ang tanong is, how created given the number of Senate investigations in this? The Constitution allows this. Kasi yung aid of legislation, whether a law should be repealed, a law should be amended, or things have to remain exactly. The problem is the law. If the problem is enforcement, they got their 15 minutes in the limelight. Yung sabihin ninyo na walang nakulong, hindi naman talaga Senado nagpapakulong except kung may contempt. Sabi ni nakuwaran to si Raf. Pwede ba makbo for any elective position? It depends yung basis ng kuwaranto niya. Ngayon, kung meron siyang liability, then he's not allowed to run for a period of 5 years. Those 5 years, pwede na po siya. Unless may iba pang and so on. Sabi ni Sir Francis, sa Senado, pag hindi gusto ng senador ang sasabihin ng resource speaker, yun. Isa pa yun. Well, yung kulong niya will be only for contempt.
But only after. Kasuhan nila. Impose punishment. They can only impose a detention.
Ayun na nga, kulong detention. Sabi ni Tej, understandable Jade, at least napapakita sa international community na watching killings nung time nila ni PRD. How does that with mag-iimbestiga si Senator Bato the time when he was PNP chief? Parang hindi yata kasi diba? Kasi we're trying to period that doesn't happen now Yung what is that? How is that related to the present? Yung is for a particular period. So, ngayon, sinasabi time ni DOJ Secretary, bakit? Nag-iimbestiga nga police na tinanggal namin. Ito yung number of police na ganito. Evidence doon. Hindi yung current actions ni Senator Bato. Bills natin. Anong oras tayo nag-start? 8 minutes pa lang. Nasa bahay na kasi ako. So, yun yung kumbaga, this is not anything where we can say that there is a conclusion we can come to. These are just questions that we're raising. Paano kung ganito, di ba? What about the fact, what about the point where the active? What about the fact that the Senate shouldn't be an active case? This is something for what about those people who just keep trying to promote the idea that settlement of a case is nabayaran? So, well, why aren't any of these outraged people about the false information? So, hi, sir. Sandali. I want you guys to meet Sir Bero. Hi, sir. Say hi. Everybody. Herb. He's just happy to see us. Cerberus, yes. There's a good dog. Good dog there. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Somebody's going to the vet and is excited. Ah. Hi talaga, Jim, Lord. The fact no arguments about any of the topics we presented here. You're trying to the comment section. You're trying to take over the entire discussion, your agenda, and your agenda is simply to question the leadership with evidence whatsoever. You're not even talking about this. You're not even talking about other dogs. Say hi. That's Yoshi. the first was Cerberus. So. Hi, K Ma'am RG. Oops. Say hi. Oops. Okay. Yan. Hi, Harry. Yoshi is this one. This one. The first dog, the black dog, is Cerberus. Harry, where are you? Come. So, this is Harry. Come here, Harry. Yoshi, stop. Si Harry kasi siya kuha ng picture. Hi kay Eric, sabi niya nasa farm siya sa dulo. Sabi ni Tyson, ang pogi naman ni Cerberus ko. Ayan. Sabi ni Ruel, sa mga inaasal ng ibang senator sa mga resource, wala po bang abuse of power? Ito yung pagsasabi na mananapak ng resource. Pa-coercion yan. Unfortunately po, Yoshi. Po ganito. You know how it's the system that make the rules, they make the law. Well, so anything that they say in Congress, kahit anong sabi, basta habang ginagawa nila yung sabakador o kongresista, hindi po, meron for that. So, kahit na yun po yung sinabi, wala po sa kanya. Unless gusto ninyo siyang kasuhan sa Senate, ethics, ang mag-judge niyan ay mga senador din. Matina ba daw si Yoshi at si Cerberus? Hindi pa nga maingay si Yoshi. Ang ganda nga ng kulay. Oh, ganda ka daw. Hi. Itong si Yoshi. Yung Yoshi. Sabi ni Flat, Senado sa pag-grandstanding, lahat na lang namamahiya at nag-doggy no kasi it's okay, I'm home. Si Cerberus kasi excited talagang yung lahi niya, yung kanyang he has, and on the mother side medyo makulit siya talaga. Ay, yung father din. Pero kilala daw yung nanay sa kulit. Ay, balik kilala sa kulit. Si motherhood, maganda yung linya. So, yung size ng mother, si mother niya ay malaki. Okay. Ang sweet daw talaga ni Tyson. Yay, hi, Harry, say hi daw. Say hi. Harry's old na eh. Sabi niya na he lives a very quiet life. Si Harry, siya yung main nagbabantay sa sa bahay and all that. Cerberus and Yoshi and others. Ito, very cute pets. O, ayan. So these are things again that everybody to consider kapag magdi-discuss ng mga hug the headlines, saying yung mga issues that grab our attention. Kasi nowadays, where even has always been a weapon, di ba? So when your communication a certain way, dapat sinisiguro natin you're being misled. Ni Tyson, dapat bawasan ng powers ng lawmakers na yan. Do that is through a constitutional change, the provisions of the Constitution that give the powers. Also, tandaan niyo yan, ha? That's another argument for hala, may dachshund ka din. Oo, si Harry. Pinaka-favorite daw ni Flavie, si Harry. Well, his favorite dog. Kasi siya talaga yung nagturo sa akin magmahal ng app. Okay. Russell, napansin ko yung mga traffic violator na pinakausap sa amo nila yung traffic enforcer, nahuli sila. Karapatan ba yon ng violator at anong kaso ng ayaw nila kausapin? Well, pinapakausap yung enforcer. Pero malabo yung, and I don't agree with sweeping generalizations like that. So, although kasi mayroong kahit paano may liability yung owner ng kotse. It's not direct kung wala siya dun sa kotse. Direct na miss na daw niya yung pets niya sa Pinas. Miss ko tuloy ang anak ko na si Daisy, same breed ni Harry. She's 40 years sa age ni Harry. Passed away last month. At talaga, we haven't viral, kasi hindi siya masyadong ngayon. He still keeps close by me. Kaya lang agaw, pansin talaga Yoshi at saka si Cerberus. But the nice thing about Vitero, he doesn't care if there are other dogs, kasi alam mo siya yung unang-una saka alam niya kahit he's my dog. So, si Yoshi kasi actually sa son ko, sa number 2, si Cerberus, always mine, ang nagpapalaki sa kanya yung daughter ko. Sabi ni Ruel, nawawala na rin ng Senado ang you are recognized sa hearing ng Senado. I try not to, too much. But I should, tama naman na pinatawag ninyo yung pansa, or you're calling attention to that particular issue. Sige po, maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa live natin. Bayan, akala ko nasa karambola ko. Can you share? And we welcome all of your comments. Wala lang. Kahit itong mga minsan sasagot ka pa rin bastusan. But if you will engage us, okay rin lang. Kung mapapansin ninyo, pagka hindi na nasa tamang or nang i-insulto na, whether kami o yung mga dito, nire-restrict namin yung mga yon. Pasensya na, a better discussion. At saka sana, yung discussion, ruled by them. Okay? So, in many instances, dito sa we will raise particular issues. We will question them. Provide ng final and definitive answer. Well, this is just you in what other things that should be considered. Sabi ni dapat dumaan sa recall election yan. Sir, ang recall election po ay hindi po kasama ang Congress or Senate. Sinong gumawa ng batas? Congress o Senate. Nagsama sa recall elections? Hindi. Okay? Yun na yun, sabi ni Ian. Bakit tayo magpansin ng mga senador ay kayo din naman bumoto sa kanila? Bakit tayo magre-reklamo eh kayo din? Bakit ganon? Tapos tayo. Magkaiba yung person na so you need to clarify that. Okay, so maraming salamat for your participation here again, and thank you very much for being to the dogs. The cats aren't here right now, so thank you for me as often as we can. But in the meantime, don't forget to like and share, everybody. Thank you, Ma'am Vivian.